Nick Roush here, ready to take a closer look at the talented, albeit inexperienced Kentucky defensive line. When you look across the board, there's a lot of depth here. Not a lot of starts, but of the 7-8 guys Anwar Stewart feels confident will play, they average a 4-star rating. There's one 3-star in there, one 5-star, and the rest are all 4-stars. Kentucky has recruited better at defensive line than any other position on the football field, and they're going to be relying heavily on one guy in particular. He's a big ol' ox, Octavius Oxendine. He was playing his best football of the year last year when he suffered a season-ending knee injury about halfway through. Missed some of spring ball. Now he's back. Brad White likes the way he's recovered, not just from a physical standpoint, losing over 30 pounds, but also from a leadership perspective. He's taken on a much bigger role. The reason why Ox, though, is the key to the defense is not just because of his leadership qualities or necessarily his experience, but his versatility. Last year, Ox was playing a 3-technique defensive tackle. This year, they're moving him around a lot, and because he's got lighter on his feet, he's been playing Josh Paschal's former position, that 5-technique defensive end. Why is this so important, you ask? Not only does he have the explosiveness, but he allows Kentucky to get bigger on the interior. If you look at the nose guard position, right now, they've got a bunch of former top 200 recruits, top 300 recruits that can play nose guard. And Justin Rogers, Josiah Hayes, and Deone Walker. If you move Ox out of that 3 technique, it allows those other guys to play big at his old defensive tackle position. So now you can line up former 5-star Justin Rogers, who's looking much better, much more athletic, I should say, the best shape of his life in at nose guard. You can play him alongside Josiah Hayes, who is fundamentally sound, former top 250 recruit from Mississippi. Or you could put him next to Deone Walker, who has been the surprise of fall camp. I know there were some high expectations for former 5-star prospect Justin Rogers, but another Detroit kid, Deone Walker, has stole the show. Preseason true freshman All-American by On3. He has the measurables of a guy like Jordan Davis, who won the Outland Trophy last year. 6'7", every bit of it, 330 pounds. Not only does he have the physical size and strength to play inside, at a position like nose, he can be a 3-technique or even line up on the edge and rush the passer. He is explosive. He's great at getting into the backfield. Oxendine's emergence has really allowed them to get more tricky with where they're moving guys around and allowing Deone Walker to shine in various spots. One other player that we need to mention, because obviously at defensive line you get a lot of rotation. Trayvon Ripko was the first to step in for Josh Paschal last fall. He admitted early in camp, like, hey, you're not going to be as locked in when you know Josh Paschal's taking all the snaps. He got locked in this spring. He stepped up, and he's one of many guys that was really talented in that 2020 recruiting class with a ton of star power that's really matured this offseason, got into better shape, improved physically to stop the run. Not necessarily a strength of his, it's becoming one during fall camp. 2 other guys to mention before we go. Khalil Saunders, he was a true freshman last year that made a surprise impact. And former Ohio State 4-star defensive end Darian Henry Young. He also can play that 5 technique and rush the passer. There's no shortage of talent on this defensive line. It's all about consistency. They can consistently get a pass rush this fall. It's going to be a deadly defense for the Wildcats, one of the best we've ever seen for Mark Stoops.